Oh shit. Hey guys, welcome back to News to Science, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. Sorry for my absence. I know I haven't uploaded a video in about a few days now, but I want to talk about this. I already made a video recently talking about Blade and its reported issues with the movie, as far as like the actor himself, Mahershala Ali, claiming that he's being frustrated with like the script. The movie reported being 90 minutes long with 2 lackluster scenes and more. Well, it turns out those claims seem to be lending some credence, because Marvel Studios has officially put the Blade reboot film on hold. And I am quite concerned. And if there was ever a time for DC to play catch up and start making really good films, now would be the time, because Marvel Studios is like going on this path of like being disorganized, and they're just making some weird decisions. I don't know what's going on with Kevin Feige, but this does not look good for Marvel Studios. So let's go ahead and talk about it. But before we discuss it, be sure to like, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so you all don't miss anything, so you can stay up to date to the latest in all things MCU, and of course Marvel Spider-Man 2. I like to cover that kind of stuff here on the channel, and if that stuff is for you, then definitely be sure to subscribe, because it really helps out the channel. Follow me on my social media such as Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram for other kinds of content there. So you won't be disappointed. I hope you enjoy the content that I make there. So anyways, let's go ahead and talk about this. So Marvel Studios officially puts the Blade reboot on hold. Last month, Marvel's long in the works Blade reboot hit a speed bump when Bassam Tariq vacated his role as the film's director. Production on the movie was scheduled to begin in Atlanta in November, so his departure was ill-timed, to say the least. But rather than scrambling to hire a replacement, it looks like the studio intends to take its time with finding a suitable candidate to take over the project. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Blade is officially on hold, meaning its late 2023 release is highly unlikely. And that's understandably so, because honestly, if they don't even have a director now, and we're in October of 2022, and Marvel Studios is expecting for this movie to come out at least at some point around November or October of 2023, I don't see it happening. Movies take some time to make. There's pre-production, there's casting and everything like that, and post. It just takes a lot of time, and for a late 2023 release, I don't see that as a feasible possibility, I guess you can say. But they really need to take their time with this, because this is ridiculous. And I think Bassam Tariq, I think that was like the second director to take the leave. I don't know what happened with the first one. I mean, obviously he left, but I don't know why he left. But something's going on. Like, they're not like I guess agreeing on something. Maybe it could be the script, maybe it could be like the action sequences, maybe it could be the direction that the characters are being taken in. I don't know. But prep work was already underway in Atlanta by the time the studio made its decision to put the film on pause. But after crew members were notified earlier today, all production-related activities began to shut down. Some believed that the Marvel would fill the director chair quickly and avoid any significant filming delays. Unfortunately, they seem to have realized that this might cause the reboot's quality to suffer in the long run. One source remarked they want to really get it right. And another thing that I have, like, it's a concern that I really have. We've gotten Eternals, and we actually had Mahershala Ali's Blade off screen actually talk to Mr. Whitman in the Eternals, where he uttered a line saying, "You sure you want to do that, Mr. Whitman?" And like, what does this all mean if Mahershala Ali says, "You know what? Screw it. I don't want to be a part of this project anymore." And also, we recently got the Werewolf by Night mini movie recently on Disney Plus. Clearly, Marvel Studios is heading towards like the dark vampire werewolf kind of thing. They're really leading into the horror aspect of the Marvel universe. And for Blade to be put on hold or delayed, at least I hope they get this movie out and running before the Avengers Kang Dynasty, which I'm sure they will. But they need to really get a director real fast, and at least get this movie done and ready to be released in theaters at some point, maybe mid 2024 the latest, because this is ridiculous and I don't know what's going on. There seems to be a lot of disagreement and a lot of people butting heads over there at Marvel Studios. From like the rumors I heard that like the people that do the SFX on the Marvel Studios films, I heard that they're getting treated poorly, and I hear that there's a lot of disagreements, a lot of fights and arguments and stuff like that. And all those claims, although not exactly proven, but all those claims already seem to be letting credence because of this. And Marvel announced that Mahershala Ali would headline a new Blade movie during its star-studded Comic-Con presentation in 2019. This film was announced almost 4 years ago today. 2 years later, Tariq entered negotiations to direct the film. Tariq's official statement blamed a scheduling conflict for his exit. As a lot of directors like to put it, scheduling conflict or differences, but really I think it goes more than that. But over the last 2 weeks, rumors have indicated or indicted that there have been problems with the script, which is reportedly just 90 pages long and only features 2 lackluster action scenes. Additionally, Ali was said to be very frustrated, quote unquote, with the process. And if you've seen any Blade movies, I got introduced to Blade personally, like a little personal story. My father introduced me to the Blade film, and it's one of the very first, if not probably the first Marvel movie I've ever seen. And I have memory of being afraid of that film because of the vampires and how bloody and gory it was. Clearly it wasn't for kids, but I was around 8 to 9 years old at the time, and it was a little scary for me to watch. I watch it now. I mean, the movie's a little bit dated, but it still holds up and it looks fantastic. The cinematography in that film is gorgeous. Blade 2 was great as well. Blade 3 kind of, it sucked a little bit, but still, movies like that, if you recall, those Blade movies had a ton of action. Wesley Snipes, who played Blade in that film, was amazing. He was dedicated to the role, and even off screen, he was actually method acting as the Blade character. He went around addressing himself as Blade and acting as Blade, and he put a lot of hard work into that role, and you can tell by his physicality and everything like that, and how he built himself for that role. But movies like that, especially Blade, needs to be treated really well, and it needs to be given plenty of action scenes, and of course it needs the violence, like how Werewolf by Night was surprisingly violent and bloody, actually, to my surprise, even though it has the 14 rating. But it had something to do with maybe like the whole movie being black and white, which is why it was a bit safe to use to input a lot of violent and gory methods into that film. So Blade needs to be treated as such. It needs to be given the R rating, and it also needs to have plenty of action. It can't be like some sort of like emotional roller coaster for that movie. It can't have so many emotions. Yes, characters can have emotions, but it can't just waste time on that alone and only have 2 lackluster action scenes. So the studio originally hired Stacey Osai Kuffour, HBO's Watchmen, to write Blade's screenplay. However, THR now claims that her draft has undergone several rewrites since she signed in 2021. The most recent version is credited to Beau DeMaio, who has previously worked on Netflix's The Witcher and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. DeMaio has also a pre-existing relationship with Marvel. Aside from penning an episode of Moon Knight earlier this year, he currently serves as the head writer for Studio's upcoming X-Men 97 animated series. So they're getting DeMaio to go in there and just rewrite the entire thing. They're going to start fresh. So obviously this movie is going to get delayed if they're actually rewriting the script all over again. So Ali made his on-screen appearance as Blade via a brief cameo in the last year's Eternal. Well, he didn't actually make an on-screen appearance. His voice made an appearance. I mean, you can only hear his voice. You didn't actually see him at all. And during this summer's Comic-Con panel, Kevin Feige confirmed that the Daywalker's next movie would be hitting theaters November 3rd, 2023. Marvel has yet to announce a new date in light of these latest news. Regardless, Delroy Lindo and Aaron Pierre remain attached to play supporting roles opposite Ali's title character. Tariq is sticking around as an executive producer on the film as well. So do you think Marvel is making the right choice by putting the film on hold? You let me know in the comment section below. Of course, they're making the right choice. It's the only logical choice they can possibly make to put this film on hold. I don't see this movie being released at any point in 2023. It's way too soon at this point. You've lost a couple of directors, Marvel Studios, and now you're getting the entire script to be rewritten. So I can actually see this movie being released at some point at mid-2024, maybe perhaps the latest late 2024. Give it some time, and I hope, at least for the sake of the fans, that Mahershala Ali can just hang in there a little bit more. I know it's been about maybe 3 years already down the line since he's been cast as Blade, but I hope that he can hang on just a little bit more and have just a little bit more patience, because I really want Marvel Studios to get this right, and especially for the fans who are fans of the original Blade trilogy, I really want them to get this right. This movie needs to have all the qualities that the original trilogy had, which is the violence, the R rating, the action, and everything. And if they're gonna do this movie, they gotta do it right, and they're gonna have to find a way to top the original one, which is probably gonna be pretty difficult to do, especially for Mahershala Ali to star in the main role of the film. He's got big shoes to fill. But anyways, guys, you let me know your thoughts about this. Are you concerned about the Blade film? Are you concerned about Marvel Studios as a whole? Comment down with your thoughts and your concerns down in the comment section below. As always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. And as always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.